Hello my dear students and my dear friends, once again welcome back to my channel. Well, in this video we are going to talk about something very interesting and very unusual and very uncommon. A type of blood group that we are going to talk about here is the Bombay blood group. Now first thing, why it is named as Bombay? Of course, this is a blood group which is, again I am saying, it's a very typical, very uncommon. It has been came into observation in Bombay in the year of 1952, and from that the name has been derived as Bombay blood group. So let's begin with the first confusion. Suppose one of your parent is having AB blood group. If this is the condition, out of the two parents, if one parent is having AB blood group, definitely the offspring, irrespective of the other types of parent, irrespective, if once again I am saying, if the parent is having, at least one parent is having AB as a blood group, no matter what the other parent carry, the offspring cannot have O blood group, cannot. If you have understood the genetics of the ABO system, you can get that conception clear into your mind. If at least one AB, it's not possible to get an O. So how it is possible? And that is how exactly the Bombay blood group came into the picture. And people, for the first time, they misunderstood this Bombay blood group as a O blood group. But this is not the case. It is actually a Bombay blood group. We'll understand gradually what a Bombay blood group is. The first thing, if you show an individual who is having A blood group, we will not talk about positive or negative here. As long as Bombay blood group is concerned, we will not talk about the RH. If I say I am having A blood group, that means my red blood cells will have antigen A on the surface. And that is how the blood group has been designed. A means A antigen, B means B antigen, AB means both the antigen, O means no antigen. And that is how it has been derived. Right now, in order to understand what a Bombay blood group is, we have to focus on this particular strand, as you can see over here. So what I am doing now, I am zooming that particular strand here. And we'll start from the basic of that particular strand. Understand now. Guys, it's a bit complicated, but not as complicated as you think. But I will make sure the sort of genes, sort of enzymes that are associated with this, I'm not going to talk about that. I'll make it as simple as possible so that you people can understand the Bombay blood group. So RBC, like every other animal cell, the cell membrane of the RBC will have a precursor chain. It can be made up of glycoprotein, it can be made up of oligosaccharides, means carbohydrate. So that chain is known as the precursor chain. So on that precursor chain, if you put a new substance which is known as L-fucose, that becomes your H substance. Means as of now, as per the picture, the whole structure is my H substance. So what I can confirm now, H substance is made up of precursor chain and the L-fucose. I hope that makes clear to you. And as you can see now, the antigen A is binding on the surface of RBC with the help of this strand. So I hope now you can figure out which strand I am talking about. And see carefully, H substance acts as a binding hand for the antigen. So it is not as simple as it looks like. I have magnified the structure and we have understood it well that any antigen, irrespective of the type, whether it is A or B or both, it will be attached to the surface of the RBC only via H substance. So you can say that H substance acts as a bridge between the RBC surface and the antigen. Clear? That means if my individual, the individual we are talking about, if that individual is having A blood group, that means A antigen will be present on the H substance of the RBC. Understand that? Similar way, if I say I am having B blood group, that means B as an antigen will be present on the H substance of the RBC. If I say AB as a blood group, A and B both the antigen will be present on the H substance of the RBC surface. Now we have a general conception saying that, but the moment you said nothing is present, that means you are not having the H substance. Because H substance will actually bind the antigen to the surface. You see that? It is a H substance, it is not only the precursor molecule, not even only the L-fucose, rather it is a combination. So, can I say that H substance creates a foundation for the antigen to get attached with the surface of the red blood cells? And that is how exactly happens. So, if it is my O blood group, my H substance will be present, but neither A nor B will be present. It will be absent. But the moment I said nothing is present, that means what? I am not having the H substance. So if my foundation is not there, that time I will be only left with the precursor chain. And as you know, on the precursor chain, you cannot bind your antigen simply. Try to understand that. And that is where exactly Bombay blood group came into the picture. So if I want to say this as a Bombay blood group, yet what I'll do, I'll put only the precursor chain here. Right? So in the Bombay blood group, you will not have the H substance. You will only end up with precursor chain. Hence, you cannot have A or B or both being bind to the surface of the RBC. It's not just possible. But understand one thing now. Fine, we have talked about if this is not the case, this is what's going to happen. But second question comes, when it will not be happened? When it will not get the H substance formed? Now see, for H substance we are having a gene called H gene, like the way we are having I gene for the blood, if you remember, multiple alleles, codominance. So we have I gene for the ABO system. Similar way, we have H gene for the H substance. And if it is a H gene, it will have this allele, dominant and recessive. It's a very rare phenomena. By any chance, if an individual end up with homozygous recessive condition, that time that individual will not be able to form this H substance. As a result, what will happen? If their parent are like this, they will pass on these alleles A and B, or A or B. Think about the genetical level. But due to the absence of the H substance, those antigen will not be able to bind onto the surface of the RBC. And that is how it is a misconception that nothing is present means O blood group. No. O blood group means no antigens are present, neither A nor B. Again I am saying O blood group means no antigens are present, neither A nor B. That means still the H substance is there. At the moment I say it is Bombay blood group, not even the H substance, it's just the precursor. So what will happen? If you do not have the foundation as the building block, you provide A antigen, you provide B antigen, you provide both the antigen, they are not going to get bind here. Why? No H substance here. And that is what, my friend, is known as the Bombay blood group. It's a very as you can see, it's very uncommon, very rare phenomena, and it's sometimes, at the time of transfusion of the blood, here we have a general conception that if I'm having A blood group, then I will carry antibody against B blood group. If I am having B blood group, I will have antibody against A blood group. If I have AB blood group, I will not have any antibody. If I have O blood group, I will have antibody against both A and B. But think about this now. None of the antigens are present. It doesn't have A antigen, it doesn't have B antigen, it doesn't have H antigen. You see, there is no H substance, right? So what will happen? This Bombay blood group will have antibodies against A, B and H. Let me repeat that once again. The person who is having Bombay blood group will have antibodies against A, B and H. So, if we do not take care at the time of blood transfusion, it may create a huge incompatibility. That is why those who are having this Bombay blood group as their characteristics, they require same donor and the same receiver. So children, that's about the Bombay blood group. I have made it in a best way possible so that you can actually understand it well. So once again, the RBC will have first thing the precursor chain. With the precursor chain, if you add L-fucose, it's a compound, it will become a H substance. So that becomes your building blocks or the foundation to which the antigen will come and get joined as and when required. If you are A blood group, so on the surface of your RBC with the H substance, the A antigen will come and join. If you are having O blood group, that means you are having H substance but you are not having the antigen. If you are having Bombay blood group, that means you are not even having the H substance, you are only having the precursor chain. So that's about the Bombay blood group. And something again very important feature over here, it possesses antibodies against all. Means antibody, I'll write it here for you. Antibody against A antigen, antibody against B antigen, antibody against your H antigen. It's something very crucial and important, and that brings more critical situation at the time of transfusion. That is why you require same donor, you require same receiver as well, as far as your Bombay blood group is concerned. So that's it guys. I hope you have understood and enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed and understood the video, do not forget to give me a thumbs up. Those who have not yet subscribed to my channel, first time they are watching, do not forget to subscribe to my channel so that more videos in the future you will be getting gradually. And if you have any request for me to make a video on particular this topic, please do not hesitate to let me know. Feel free to write down in the comment box below. Till then, bye-bye.